to another episode of On the Block with Jen. Let me get rid of the business real quick. On the Block with Jen on TikTok, On the Block with Jen on Instagram, On the Block with Jen on Facebook, On the Block with Jen at Gmail if you want to shoot me a message or an idea for a show, or you want to collab with me. Disclaimer, I'm not going to collab with everybody. One, I don't have the time. And two, it should benefit both you and me, right? It's not personal. It's just business. Different levels, right? Like I can't hit up Joe Rogan and collab with him because he's going to be like, who's on the block with Jen? Similarly, I can't collab with some of y'all because y'all got like 2 views. So you have to work your way up like I did and everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Be the person that people want to collab with is all I can say. With that said, if you have 5 views and 10 subscribers and you got a really, really, really good subject that's off the chain, I may consider it. I don't know. So first and foremost, I want to respond to Reese. Reese, that song is by Todd Terry. Now, I know everybody's doing house now. Beyonce's doing house. Drake is doing house. But if you know anything about house music, Todd Terry has been around for decades doing house music. And he just dropped that, and it's called Pull Up. And I love the beat, and that's why I use it. So it is a house record. It is by Todd Terry. Okay, so if you guys know your house, then you know who Todd Terry is. So Reese, that's who that song is by. I love that song. Sir Uncle Buck got me dying. He said blackout on these motherfuckers. Jabari is saying he should have never been charged. So let's get into the topic, guys. Okay. Let's not fuck around too much tonight. A lot of people are saying this case is clean cut. It's clear as day. It is clear as video. But I think there are layers to it. And I'm gonna lay them out for you. You guys probably don't even know, right? The updates on this case, because there was only one video that's being circulated. And I'm specifically talking about Jose Alba, the Bodega clerk in New York City, who was attacked by a woman's boyfriend. And he defended himself with a knife and unfortunately killed, or some people are saying fortunately. I'm just saying unfortunately, because it's a loss of life. And whether we think the assailant was some asshole or some animal, I'm sure he has some relatives somewhere that is going to mourn him and grieve the loss. We may not give a shit, but I'm sure he has a mama somewhere, a kid, he does have a child, a relative that's going to mourn him. So I say, unfortunately for him and his family, despite what you guys are thinking. Okay. Some people say, fortunately for Jose Alba, that he had a weapon, because it looked like his name is, I want to get his name right, Austin Simon was the man who was killed in the bodega by Jose Alba. So, some people say, well, unlucky for him, but lucky for Jose Alba, because it looked like Austin Simon could have really hurt Jose Alba. And just so you guys are up to date, Austin Simon, the person who was killed, was 37 years old. Thank you, Dee. Austin Simon was 37 years old. Jose Alba is 61. Okay. So some people are saying, hey, this what happened was Austin Simon's girlfriend or baby mama or mother of his child went into the bodega, right? Her EBT card kept getting declined. She wanted to buy a bag of chips for her daughter, the daughter that she shared with Austin Simon. The EBT card was getting declined. She kept telling Jose Alba, the grocery store, the bodega clerk, to swipe the card. If you guys have watched the surveillance video, he's swiping the card, but it's not working. So she got pissed off that she couldn't buy the bag of chips, went outside to get her baby daddy, Austin Simon. Austin Simon came in with all the muscles, right? Went behind the counter, was roughing up Jose Alba wasn't letting him go. I thought, you know, I was watching a surveillance video a couple times just so I know what I'm talking about. And he was roughing him up, still had him in his grips. And, you know, Jose Alba, even at 61, did a ninja move. You know what I mean? I guess he had a knife tucked away on top of the candy or the cigarettes, grabbed the knife, went for that artery hit, and dude bled out, right? I thought it was very skilled. Usually people, when they're stabbing other people, you know what I mean? It's a wild melee. But Jose Alba knew how to stop the threat of Austin Simon immediately. And you know that those jugular punctures are irreparable, usually a kill shot, as they say, right? So honestly, I was, you know, not to sound crass or you know what I mean, insensitive, but I was very impressed that that's what Jose Alba chose to do with the knife, where some people would just be going crazy, like, let me stab this guy wherever I can. Jose Alba was like, no, I'm going to stop this threat. It looked sad all the way around. It showed how easily your life can change in seconds when you don't control your temper, when you argue about stupid, minute things. It showed how quickly your life can change or end, right? Or end. So some people are now debating, was it murder or self-defense? Jose Alba was immediately arrested, charged with murder, sent to Rikers. And if you're from New York, you know that hellhole that Rikers Island is. So they sent the 61-year-old man to Rikers Island for a week as a murderer, right? His bail was about $500K, not about, it was $500K. They dropped it down to $50K. He got out with $5K. So he is home. He's bruised and battered. A lot of people don't know, but there's a second video. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a second video of the girlfriend of Austin Simon while Jose Alba was tussling with Austin Simon, and he was stabbing him, trying to get Austin Simon off of him. Austin Simon's girlfriend, the baby mama who was mad about the EBT card and the chips, she was stabbing him and trying to grab his arm, stabbing Jose Alba and trying to get Jose Alba off of her baby daddy, right? And she stabbed him 3 times, about a knife maybe this big. She had it in her bag. So she was stabbing. So it was like to stab or be stabbed. That's basically what it was, to stab or be stabbed. So Jose Alba is stabbing Austin Simon. Austin Simon's baby mama is stabbing Jose Alba. And when the cops came on the scene, she put the knife away and said she didn't have anything. She didn't have a knife. But if you see in the surveillance video, Jose Alba was looking at his cuts. And at first I thought, oh, he cut himself. Because you know, when you stab somebody repeatedly, the person stabbing usually ends up cutting themselves unless they're professionals or really good, right? So when I saw Jose Alba checking his wounds, I thought he cut himself in the melee. But it turns out, second surveillance video that was released, you see very, very clearly Austin Simon's baby mama stabbing Jose Alba. So while he was trying to get this man under control and off of him, he had a woman stabbing him. So I can't even imagine how horrifying and just violent that situation was for that 61-year-old man to be in. Not only are you trying to get somebody much younger than you and stronger than you off of you, you already have a bloody situation going on, but now you're being stabbed, you know what I mean, simultaneously. So some people say, hey, self-defense. Some people are yelling, hey, you got to give him at least manslaughter because he didn't have to use deadly force. You know, he could have tussled with the guy. He could have fought with the guy. Austin Simon wasn't really going to hurt him. He just wanted to throw him around, you know. So you guys tell me, could this be a manslaughter case? Okay, so you take the charge of murder away. We can throw that away. But do you think that Jose Alba should just walk free and clear? Reese, I saw the second video. It was clear to me. It was like super clear to me. So I don't know what second video you saw, But the video where she's stabbing him 3 times and then he looks at his cuts is clear to me. I don't know which one you saw. So yo no sé. So guys, I don't know in any other case in a fight in New York City, I know people personally, okay, who got in charge with manslaughter and had to do time, even though they didn't mean to kill the other person. Jose Alba, no, Vigilanista, I didn't play the video. I was being lazy today. I'm sorry, Mama. I was going to super slides like Free Jose. I was going to get the clip and play it for y'all, but I didn't play it, but it's available if you Google it. The second video I'm talking about with the baby mama who's stabbing Jose while Jose is stabbing Austin. Guys, is this really as clean, clear, and cut as most people are saying it is? Shouldn't there be a manslaughter charge? Like, he viciously killed that man. Austin Simon was just kind of like tussling with him. Do you think that it merited him being stabbed to death and bleeding out on a bodega floor? Do we feel bad that Jose Alba is 61 years old? Is this gonna, result in people being vigilantes? Because New York City, the violence is out of control. And civilians and citizens are like, no one's going to protect me, so I'm going to protect myself. What do you think about a manslaughter charge versus a murder charge? I don't think it's murder, but what about manslaughter? Are we just going to let this old guy sail off to the sunset after he filleted somebody in the bodega? What say you? What do you think? Because some people are like, it is self-defense, point blank, period. He shouldn't have been arrested. Like Jabari said, he shouldn't have been arrested. Cops should have came in and been like, hey, let's clean this up, grab the body, throw it in a body bag. Let's go down to the precinct, call the coroner, and let's get out of here. I mean, that can also be dangerous, especially in a city like New York City. I mean, they're calling the Bronx Afghanistan now. The same way they named Chicago Chirac, because of all the murder and mayhem. So do you think that this is safe to just let this old guy walk free? Now, they did interview him at his door. He didn't come outside, but the news went to his door. He opened the door. You can only see half of him. He didn't show his face, but you could see bruises on his arm, and his daughter was translating for him and basically saying that, he's very stressed out about the incident. He feels very, very bad that Austin Simon died. Whether you believe him or not, I don't know, but I think anytime you take a life, it's going to affect you. So I do believe that he's affected. So what do you guys think? Manslaughter, murder, because Austin Simon did not have a weapon and he wasn't striking Jose Alba. They tussled, he pushed him, the old guy fell. Austin Simon went in there like, what were you doing to my woman? And I'm sticking up for her. There are a couple layers to this. Protect women. Was Austin Simon merely protecting his woman? Is that not what we hear a lot in the YouTube streets? We hear that word a lot. Protect women, believe women, protect women, believe women. So did Austin Simon die because he was protecting his woman? That's another layer to it. Another layer to it is, should this woman be charged? Should she be charged for stabbing Jose Alba while Jose Alba was stabbing her baby daddy? Oh, because she claimed self-defense. So there are some layers to this story. Do you think she was just? Like, even if that was a crazy, ghetto love couple, like, do you think she should be charged? She was trying to protect her baby daddy from imminent death. Do you think she should be charged? Right? So what are we looking at here? The different layers. Also, do you think it's her fault? Do you think it's her fault? Do you think there should be a charge on someone that gets someone else killed? Because I know none of us can run into the movie theater and yell fire, right? We can't do that. Why? Because it results in panic, and panic results in death. So we cannot do that. Legally, we cannot do that. So similarly, can a woman run out and get a man and say, hey, I need your help in here. Someone's bothering me. Then he goes in and gets killed. Should she be absolved of everything? Had it not been for, right? Had it not been for her doing that, would that man be alive today? I say yes. I say yes. He'd be alive today. And you know, we've seen these stories happen over and over again. Super Sly says, thank you for the super chat, Super Sly. Although $2 por Dios. All right, you could have did that one for free. You didn't have to throw $2 on that. I would have put your comment up. He said, no sane jury will convict him. Take it to the box. No sane jury will convict him. Take it to the box. Now, Super Sly, can you elaborate on what you mean by take it to the box? I know a lot of slang, but I don't know what take it to the box means. Super Sly is also saying Jose Alba didn't know Austin Simon's intentions when he came behind the counter. He didn't know his intentions. Some other people are saying, well, he wasn't hitting him. He just shoved him. Jose Alba panicked. He panicked, and it resulted in a murder charge. Do you think that Jose Alba panicked? Cops panic and people end up dead, right? If somebody's resisting arrest or tussling, cops panic and people end up dead. Do you think that Jose Alba panicked? Henry says, if we weren't such a gun-averse state and allowed store owners to arm themselves, I'm sure knuckleheads would think twice before assaulting or robbing store clerks. Henry, that's a good point. But as far as we know, in our hoods, right? The Arab guys, aren't they supposedly supposed to have AKs behind the counter? Rumor has it that's how they get down. Most of them put their pictures on a little bulletproof glass so you can see them back in like Afghanistan in the Middle East, and they got them and their little kids holding guns, like just to let you know, just to let the neighborhood know how he gets down should somebody get froggy in the bodega, right? But I'm sure you mean legally. Like, if I don't see why though, he can't, bodega clerks can't apply for CCWs, because I know if you are, I know if you're dealing with a lot of money, you can still get a gun in a state, like New York. So I don't know, why don't they have guns? What does Super Sly say? Sir Uncle Buck says, thank you for the super chat, Sir Uncle Buck. I'm not going to take too much more of these $2 from you guys, okay? You better go in your pocket. They really hit me with the $2 like they my grandma. Here you go, baby. Take the $2. Buy you something pretty. No, I appreciate you guys. Sir Uncle Buck says, self-defense, take it to trial. Take it to trial, Uncle Buck? What if there's a good prosecutor on the case who needs another notch on his belt? Can it be risky? Hey, can somebody check this out? Luis Vendrell says there is no self-defense in New York City. Really? There's no self-defense in New York City? Or are you saying people, if they defend themselves? What are you saying? There's like literally no self-defense in New York City? And Henry said, how often do they get robbed? He's saying there's no self-defense in New York City. Can somebody check that for me? Por favor. So the United Bodegas of America, I didn't even know that existed. But the United Bodegas of America are coming out strong, okay? And it's bodega workers and owners from all over the place. And they want the charges dropped. They want the charges completely dropped. They want this man to walk free, and they want the charges completely dropped. Do you think there should be something? Do you think there should be probation? Do you think there should be, I don't know, 3 months in prison? Do you think there should be something versus just drop the charges, walk free, go open up your bodega tomorrow morning, and everybody go back to business with this man dead now? What do you think? Should he drop the charges? Let's go back to the bodega, sell the chips and the cigarettes. Everybody goes on about their life. Did this man's life have absolutely no value? And speaking of value, okay, another thing that was making the rounds on social media was that the man who got killed had an Amiri shirt on. Now, you know, I'm not up on too many labels, but I did look up the Amiri brand, and I did look up to see how much the t-shirts cost. I was curious, right? The t-shirts run from $300 to $500. So apparently Austin Simon was wearing a t-shirt that cost anywhere from $300 to $500. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not buying nobody's t-shirt from $300 to $500. One, I'm too cynical. Two, I haven't met a man walking the earth that will die and be buried that I think I should revere his name to that capacity, whether it's Gucci, Louis Vuitton product. I'm not giving you that. I cannot. I'm too cynical. My name Garcia holds more weight than your name Gucci or Louis Vuitton because it's my father's name. I can't do it. That's just my personal view. I know people love spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on the Italians and the French. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. It's not my thing. I don't care how much money I have. I'm too fucking cynical. I donate that money before I give somebody named Gucci or Louis $500 for a t-shirt. But that's just me. That's just me. A lot of people love labels. A lot of people love brands. And apparently Austin Simon felt good in his $300 to $500 t-shirts, an Amiri t-shirt. Never heard of the brand, but I did Google and I looked it up. So then that begs another question, mi gente. It begs another question. How do you have a t-shirt worth $300 to $500, but your baby mama can't afford a bag of chips? A t-shirt worth $300 to $500, but your baby mama is fighting about buying a bag of chips. What's wrong with that picture? What are we doing out here? Thank you, Necessary Evil. See, thank you, Necessary Evil. She said, hey, Jen, in the South, it's you against me. Smoothie. Thank you. See, I can actually get a smoothie for $10. You guys throwing the $2 in there. I don't know what you expect me to get with that. The straw, an extra straw. Thank you, Necessary Evil. I will buy my smoothie. I actually do buy smoothies with my smoothie super chats. All right, guys. So I'm going to drop the link because, like I said, I know a lot of people are saying this is a clean-cut case. He should walk. He should not be charged. People are now protesting this. You know, vigilantism is becoming a thing now, a conversation. These people are arming up. New York is out of control. People are getting shot on the sidewalk at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Children are catching stray bullets. So people are now like, look, you guys aren't going to keep us safe. We're going to do it ourselves. So is this guy's death also getting caught in the wave of New York City? You're not doing jack to defend us. We're going to do it ourselves. Is this guy's death going to go political? Necessary Evil, I'm with you 100%. I'm in Nevada. We are open carry states, okay? So it is the same out here. I'm going to drop the link and you guys come up and let me know what you think. D, I don't want your smoothie, okay? I don't know where your hands been, where your smoothie been. He said, I will buy you one. So I'm going to drop the link, you guys. It's like 112 all week this week. in Las Vegas. It's crazy out here. It's like it's the desert. Okay, 100. It's 112 and over all week. It is nuts out here, absolutely nuts. But I like it. I like the heat. You know what I mean? I'd rather heat than the snow. I know some people think I'm crazy, but I'd rather the heat than the snow. Absolutely. Yep. All right, guys. So I'm gonna drop the link. Let's talk about the possibilities of this case. The prosecutor still wants to prosecute. You know what I mean? Despite our feelings, despite if we feel like, no, you shouldn't be picking on an elderly person. He was 61. The prosecutor still has a job to do. He still has a job to do. He can't, he just doesn't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, you guys don't want to prosecute it? Okay, let the old guy go. The prosecutor still has a job to do. So can it be dropped from murder to manslaughter? What do you think? It was a fight. Was it a fight or was it an assault? Was it a fight or was it an attack? The man was being stabbed by the baby mama, right? While he was disabling the artery of Austin Simon, right? Bringing Austin Simon's clock to a low and then a stop, right? So what do you think? Come up with me. Let me see. True, I've done it. Striker Bud says a real man, not thug, would have dropped some dollars and bought the little girl a bag of chips. Absolutely. And the thing I love about bodegas, if you're not from like our communities, like outsiders, like a lot of white people don't even know what's a bodega. They call it bodega. It's a bodega. Say it with me, chat, because I've been watching the news, okay, for like the past 72 hours. Everybody's the bodega, the bodega, the bodega, bodega. Bo, say it with me. Bo, I can hear you. Bodega. Okay, it's not a bodega. I don't know what a bodega is. It is bodega. Okay, I don't know what bodega is. But yeah, Striker, but I'm with you 100%. Because I've done it. I've been in a supermarket and seen like little old ladies. They don't have enough money, and I'm like, just charge it to me. In the store, if I see some little kids and they come in with their little coins, they don't got enough money. I bought candy. That's what we do. Like the bodegas are it's such a community staple, right? Like everybody knows everybody. The clerk knows everybody by first name. They know our kids. They watch our kids grow up because those guys work there forever. Then their sons work there, their daughters work there, and our kids grow up. So it's a very, it's a very endearing community establishment. It's not like going to Macy's and buying a shirt. Like the bodega guy knows you, right? He'll even run a tab for you. And word on the street in that neighborhood is that that guy was beloved and he was nice to everybody. And if you notice in the surveillance video, he was pleading. Okay, now that made me feel really, really bad because when Austin Simon walked in, it still looked like Jose Alba was pleading. Like he was, he wasn't in a fighting stance. He was showing Austin Simon the card, the EBT card. And he was like, look, I guess he was trying to tell him it's not working. But Austin Simon was hell-bent on proving a point. You don't talk sideways to his baby mama. Right? The thing is that I didn't see any sideways talk. I just saw him running the card, right? So, what say you guys? Manslaughter? Would y'all take manslaughter or you want this man to walk completely free? What are we looking at? Hit that like and subscribe if you're in here. Welcome, new subbies. I appreciate you. If you guys saw me on Kendra G, okay? If you're just joining me, you may be here because you saw me on Kendra G. I did a review on my experience on the Kendra G show. It's the video right before this one. It's in my video gallery if you guys are interested in that, okay? Just FYI, but welcome if you are a new sub. If you're one of my regulars, hit that like and subscribe for me. So what are we looking at, guys? Are we looking at, would you guys be okay with a manslaughter? Would that be so bad? I mean, it was a fight, or are you guys saying all out that it was an assault, it was an attack? They were tussling with each other, and then Jose Alba grabbed that knife. I mean, the man was quick. I'm impressed, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive because, like I said, we may not give a damn, that the man is dead, but somebody cares about him. He does have a child, an innocent child that, for lack of a better explanation, should have had parents that made better choices, right? But now, again, despite how we feel, she's missing her daddy. And if that man had other children, those children are also missing their daddy, right? So, is that something that could play on a jury? Is that something that could play on a jury? Do we know what the baby mama ran out there and told him? Do we know if she incited the violence? If she said more than what it was? Because, there have been some women that do that. And he was one of them guys that was protecting his woman. We hear that a lot. Don't we hear that? There have been 5, 6, 7-hour streams about men not protecting women. Did Austin Simon die protecting his woman? Because a lot of women are saying, no, he shouldn't be charged. He should walk free. But then a lot of women have said, protect your woman at all costs. Manslaughter? What do you guys think? Big Truck says, yes, free him. I knew you were going to say free him. I knew you were going to say free him. But is it really that clean cut? What about manslaughter? Vigilantism says, LA is the same. Random people will assault random people, and if they get caught and arrested, the DA will drop the case. I've said in social media that people need to take care of themselves. Interesting, Vigilantism, because I had Carrie Trainer here. I did a stream with him not that long ago called Can You Survive a Mass Shooting? He is a gun trainer. He's a self-defense expert. And he has a saying called be your own Calvary. So it just reminded me of what you just said. People need to take care of themselves. You got to be your own Calvary. And Jose Alba was his own Calvary on that night. He was his own Calvary. He definitely got himself out of a potentially dangerous situation. I say potentially because we do not know what Austin Simon was going to do, right? Jose Alba completely ended him. So we do not know the outcome. We don't know if he would have just shoved him around and then walked out. We don't know, right? We just know he is gone now. Roy Chess says New York state law should not allow him free as the text is written due to the perp not having a weapon in the first place. So the perp did not use deadly force, and the old man did use deadly force. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. While people are saying he should just go because he was being attacked. I saw the video. He was being attacked. He should be free. Here we have right here, Roy Chess. What do you think about that? Was the force excessive? Did this man have to get stabbed in the neck to be stopped? Did this man have to be stabbed in the neck in order to keep Jose Alba safe? I know we like absolutes. I know we like absolutes. But aren't there questions here? If this goes to trial, there'll be questions here. Now, I know they're already throwing around Austin Simon was a career criminal. Jose Alba didn't have a record. Well, damn. Pop sure knew where to get him. For someone that doesn't have violence in his background. Okay, see, well, Roy Chess is coming through with the receipts. He said the exact penal law is 125.20. Let me write that down because I like doing my little research myself. If that's what you say, that's what you say. 120. And it doesn't seem like anybody is debating you. So I'm going to have to take your word for it until someone rebuts. Oh, Cece says dude was a dusty. I read he had like 9 kids. Did he, or is that a rumor? Roy Chess says manslaughter still has some time attached to it. The minimum is like 2 years. Yes, I know. I know. Jabari said right away, never should have been charged. Never should have been charged. But imagine a New York City where someone is attacking and you kill them, you don't even get charged. Like the cops just show up. It's like, oh, what was he doing to you? Oh, well, he hit me, sir. Oh, well, hey. I mean, that'll turn it into the Wild Wild West, right? Beyond what it already is. So I don't know about that, Jabari. I don't know about never should have been charged, because I think most people are charged and then the charges are dropped or lowered, but never should have been charged. I think that's dangerous. Oh, Reese is funny. He said he thought he heard my intro song when he was doing Runway as a model. No, it's recent, Reese. It's an exam. Pull up. So they're saying no sane jury will convict Jose Alba. The prosecutor is still going to want his case. Okay. Hingle McCringleberry. Is that your real name? I feel like I just read a name out of Harry Potter. Is that your real name? Hingle McCringleberry says, New York State would have you run away and find an authority. There have been cases in New York of people trying to rob houses, met with owners in self-defense, reacted, and the defenders got charged. This is what I'm talking about. While everybody is saying he shouldn't be charged, the cops should have just got there, saw the purple on the floor and dragged him out and threw him in the coroner's van, because the old man said, well, he came in and grabbed me. This is what I'm talking about. It's not that clean cut. So when you take your emotions out of it, which it is triggering to see an old man being thrown around by a much stronger, bigger man, it is triggering. It's like, oh my God, don't hurt the old guy. But when we're talking about law, right? Like Mr. Kringleberry just said, there have been defenders that were charged. I personally don't think that New York City is the place to make worse regarding their wild, wild west atmosphere. I think it's going back in time. It's regressing. I remember when I was there, I was growing up back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, there was a funeral every fucking week. And then it was being gentrified and then it got better. But now for some reason, it's just getting nuts. Like everywhere else is really getting nuts, if you notice. Like everywhere. People are having fights in the strangest of places. Like people, they find out the ice cream machine at McDonald's is not working. There's a fisticuffs in a shootout. People, you skip somebody online at the bank, there's a fisticuffs and a shootout. So everywhere, it's just everywhere now is getting crazy. YouTube, you say something to somebody, they want to dox you and they go crazy. Like everywhere, it's a lot of high pressure. I blame it on social media. A lot of people think I'm paranoid, but I say things are getting worse and worse because of social media and the vitriol that gets to go on in social media, and people just take that outside with them. So I don't know. What's up? Can I get some podcasts? He should only be charged with criminal negligence resulting in death. I like the sound of that. Was manslaughter too harsh? I like the sound of that, though. I like the sound of that. Maybe manslaughter was too harsh. Tristan says He should be let go for self-defense. I think the girlfriend should be looked into because this felt like a play they were running. She knew her car didn't work, and all that noise for $3 bag. Oh, that's a different angle. I didn't think about that because we do know New York has its share of hustlers. Could it have been a hustle where she knew her card wasn't working? Because I've never heard someone say, run the EBT card again. I've heard people say, run my credit card again. But I've never heard people say, run the EBT card again. So it did look weird to me when he kept like swiping it. Initially, I thought it was a credit card because they said it was declined and he kept swiping it. So I'm like, well, probably a credit card. You know, you have to re-swipe your credit card. But it could have been a situation where it could have been, I'm just speculating on Tristan's point, but it could have been a situation where that's their little hustle. Like, oh, my EBT card doesn't work. But again, he had on a $300 t-shirt, Tristan. The man was wearing a $300 t-shirt, which is maybe a whole other show. R2401 says you should respond to Donovan Sharp. I responded after our first interaction. I responded to him, and the thing I do like with these YouTube clowns, because they try to argue with people to get content, and I'm a content creator. I'm not a reactor. I don't react to videos and shit like that. I like talking about current events. But if you're interested in my response to Donovan Sharp, 10 months ago, because that's how old this is, and people still bringing this guy up, and I don't mind because a lot of people, like I said, they're bored on YouTube, so it's like they only remember the beef, like the fight you had when you were 16 years old. Like I could be 40, whatever, and somebody would be like, hey, remember that fight you had when you were 16? The YouTube streets are similar, where people are stuck in time. So R2401, I did a response to Donovan Sharp 10 months ago. So you'll have to scroll a bit back, but I did use his picture on the thumbnail. So if you're interested in what I think about him and that whole interaction, just scroll back 10 months ago. It is there. It is still popping. I'm still there in all my glory. And I'm explaining in detail what I feel about him and our interaction. So if you want to do that, you do that. If not, you could chill. We could talk about the current topic, Jose Alba versus Austin Simon. It's up to you. Or you could just jump off this chat right now and go check that out. If you're interested in my interaction with Donovan Sharp, just scroll back a ways. It's about 10 months ago. Okay. Hingle McCringleberry. Oh, I think he's challenging me. He said, I don't think New York City is the Wild Wild West. It's one of the largest cities in the world in the smallest pocket in the US. The ratio is not awful. Okay, Hingle, then do you think it's propaganda? Because even though I'm on the West Coast, you know, I keep my ear to New York because I got family out there and friends out there, you know what I mean? So I hear a lot of nightmarish stories that are reminiscent of when I was a teenager going to funerals every week. Do you think them saying that it's getting crazy again holds no weight? Do you think that it's not getting worse? Do you think that the citizens being pissed off and crying and yelling about the guns out there and children getting shot in the park, do you think that's just another day in New York because it's one of the largest cities in the world? Or do you think they're hyping it up on the news? What say you? You guys got great comments. Roy Chase said, deadly force is strictly defined in New York State and cannot be used willy-nilly like other states can. So by other states, what do you mean, Roy Chase? Like Florida and Nevada and like the stand your ground states? Deadly force. It was very deadly and very forceful. Tristan says when the poor start to starve, they begin to outrage. Did things get more rough for New Yorkers after the pandemic, like it did for a lot of people? And the congestion and the buildings and the smog and the rush in the subway making it worse? You having a Mary shirt and can't afford $3, and let's not act like his clothes weren't clean either. They had money. Yeah, the t-shirt was expensive. I was actually surprised to see the price because I heard the chatter of oh, he had an Amiri t-shirt on. I was like, what the hell is that? So I Googled it and I was like, whoa, these t-shirts are like $350 to $500 a t-shirt. A t-shirt. I just can't for the life of me rationalize investing hundreds of dollars in some man's company who's not going to invest in me, who's not going to invest in my community. I can't rationalize it, but I understand. I'm not knocking anybody that's into labels or designer clothes. You do you. You spend your money how you see fit. What makes you feel better? What makes you feel important? Do you? I'm just saying what I wouldn't do. Okay. I'm cynical as fuck. Hingle, it's okay. I could be challenged. He says, no challenge, no challenge. Just saying, New York is so densely populated. Big cities are going to have big city issues, unfortunately. But what about Chicago? Mr. McCringleberry, what about Chicago? It's nowhere near as New York. Chirac, as some may say. What's up, Tyrone? I'm going to drop the link. Y'all could come up and talk mess to me. Challenge me in my face. Tristan Draper, I think I spoke about it. Based on the video, I saw the girlfriend pulled out a knife first. Then the old man went to the back. Then the man followed him behind the counter, then assaults him. I know it was a push. Oh, okay, Tristan. So you have the mots. You have even more than I saw. Because see, I didn't see from the beginning. You know how people say what happened before you started recording? I didn't see that part of it. I saw when he was already wrestling with the guy and she was stabbing his arm. So I didn't even see her pull out the knife first. See, that's what I'm saying. The plot thickens. Is this some sort of hustle armed robbery? Like, we can just assume. And it's like, and we can speculate because this is stuff that the jury is going to be thinking about. Is this some sort of hustle? Is this a couple thing that they do? I'll just act like the EBT card doesn't work. And then I'll pull out a knife and you come in and go behind the counter and just take shit. Because the guy was looking around while he was throwing the old guy around, Jose Alba, he was looking around. And I'm like, what the hell is he looking for? Like, is he looking to take something? That part I didn't get. Like, even if you're mad and your focus is on that person, Austin Simon was looking around. And I'm like, what is he looking for? Surely not a weapon because there's an old guy who sat down when you pushed him. So that there's a lot of questions. Roy Chess says, yes, like the stand your ground states, they might as well allow types of murder, all types of murder. Every dispute will be like, I had to shoot because I was defending myself. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, that the people that are automatically triggered, and triggered in a good way, because you should be triggered when you see a senior getting mishandled, right? You should be triggered. But I'm saying that because you're triggered, you automatically say that man should walk. But it's not so easy, because then everybody will be killing everybody. Like, oh, look, you put your hand on me, sir. Now I have to take your head off. And because, like Hingle said, that name is hilarious. New York is densely populated. That could be dangerous. It could be a dangerous message to send. Hey, somebody comes and throws you around, go for the jugular. Bleed him out. He pushed you, bleed him out. Can New York afford that? On top of what's going on already? Okay, I don't know. McCringleberry is, I don't know. He's defending the cities. He says Chi-Town is the 4th biggest in the country. I don't know. I guess he's trying to make it sound like this is par for the course. This is what happens in big cities. Bodega owners get roughed up, and they cut the jugular of the people that are coming in to argue about chips. This is, or like all our youth that are shooting at each other and killing each other. This is par for the course in big cities. It's just, I don't know. This is what happens when you have a big city. Everybody's just killing each other. It's a war zone. Can't take your kids to the park. Can't go to the bodega. Can't go to the movie theater. Everybody just like, I don't know. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I don't know. Luis Canier says, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But that's not what they say in court. He got charged with murder and sent to Rikers Island for damn near a week. That man could have had a heart attack on Rikers. Y'all know what Rikers is? We've all been, well, not all of us, but if you're from New York, you visited a pal or two, a relative or two. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. We love saying that. I love saying that. But he got charged. Kringleberry, do you want to come up? I dropped the damn StreamYard. Do you want to come up? Because sometimes it's hard to get the message via text. You know that. You've argued with your girlfriend before, and you've had to call her and be like, that's not even what I meant. And she was like, yes, you did, because you texted. You know text could get misconstrued. Oh, my God. Van Putten, Chiali, Van Putten, or Chile Van Putten. Papi is the Charles Bronson in New York. We need more Jose Albas. See, we can't have this because it's bad enough. Like, we don't need more Jose Albas because then people are just gonna be getting killed to get killed, like these kids are doing to each other. Roy Chess got all the receipts. He got all the receipts. He coming through with penal codes. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Just free this guy. Roy Chess says he should not go free in New York State. There is no way to dance around the text as written. It is written in the obelisks, like the 10 Commandments. The judge has to be in on the fix along with the entire jury to let him go scot-free. That's scary, Roy Chess, because then are you saying Pops is going to see prison? Because that's scary, because I understand the law, and I'm like, the law is the law. But I feel bad because this man was just sitting at work doing his job. So that's horrific. That's another side. It's horrific that you could be defending yourself and end up in jail because of a law. Like, how does someone attack you? But you're saying the deadly force factor. So if the guy attacks you, but he's not using deadly force, and you use deadly force, then the judge has to go by the law and give you something. That's scary for that old man. Vigilantism says, the dude put his hands on him. At that point, it's on. A knife, a hammer, a broom, a chancla. I agree with, listen, Vigilanista, I agree with you 110%, without a doubt. I am with you. But in New York State, the law is the law, right? There's street justice. There's what we think and what triggers us. Then there's the law. Is there a risk of this man going to prison, Or can all the protesting that's going on right now, right? The United Bodega Workers of America, they're all coming through. The mayor doesn't want him charged. So I don't know, I don't know, is it 50-50? Or according to Roy Chess, he's going to do time, which is horrible to think because you were at work minding your business. But damn, the whole jugular. And you know, like during trial, you know, the ME is going to read the injuries to the jury. And he's going to talk about how violent and horrific it was and how, you know how they throw the drama on you. And he bled out in 22 seconds. His life, his life flashed before his eyes and he bled out on the floor in 22 seconds. I mean, they're not that dramatic, but, the average juror who's not around that type of violence is going to be like, oh my God, he died that way, right? Van Putten says, Papi is 62 years old, working 13 hours a day. Let that man live in peace. I agree with you. JB says, is there a jury that would even convict him? I don't know. Thank you for this super chat, Spirit Turd. I love these names. Spirit Turd says, charging him with manslaughter seems reasonable. Let a jury decide. He shouldn't do 1 day in jail or prison. But when you kill another Homo sapien, you must be investigated thoroughly. Namaste to you too, sir. See, I'm 50-50 because I agree. I understand old man working 13 hours a day, minding his business, but that death was violent. I mean, cops use I feared for my life all day and all night. Can Jose Alba use I feared for my life? He's bigger than me, younger than me, stronger than me. He had cornrows. He's ready to tussle. I feared for my life. I'm a 62-year-old man. I can't remember the last time I got in a fight. I don't even remember the last time I cut up a mango. But the death was violent and swift as fuck. So, I don't know, guys. What do you think? That's a question I had as well. JB, why did the girlfriend not get charged? The news said she stabbed the worker. There is video of her stabbing the worker. Star stabbed him 3 times. And then Tristan just confirmed that he saw the video where she pulled out the knife even before Austin and Jose got in that tussle. So I'm kind of surprised that she hasn't been arrested yet. Maybe they're still investigating and figuring it out. But she did stab poor Jose in his arm while he was trying to get Austin off of him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they charged her as well, right? Because it's looking like strong arm robbery gone bad. That's what it's looking like. Like if I was sitting on a jury, that's what I would be thinking. Was this strong arm robbery gone bad? Tristan said, I love you guys pulling out the receipts. Tristan said, yes, in New York, what the old man did is under their 2nd-degree murder statutes. Uh-oh. Are we going to be sending Jose Alba to Top Ramen, y'all? Are we going to be sending him the Top Ramen? Luis Conyer says, women can do no wrong. Women are perfect. Yeah, JB says all over some chips. Sad world. Very, very, very. Now she don't got a father for her child. Now her child don't got a father. They said he had a very violent rap sheet. So it wasn't Austin's first rodeo. It was not his first rodeo. I'll definitely do a follow-up if she gets arrested, because I think she will. Now that the video, and I think that they dropped the video on purpose, right? To show all angles. It's like, look, this couple was violent, period. You got the baby daddy coming in, beating up an old man. You got the baby mama coming in, stabbing him from the side. You know, so, I mean, if they wanted to paint them as violent, great job. Top ramen in a blanket. Wow. Louis Conyer has no mercy. He says, good for the kid. Good for the kid that her father is gone. Cece says she should be arrested. I agree. I really agree under the circumstances. I understand her maybe panicking, calling 911, or trying to grab the old man, but jumping in there to stab him 3 times. And the stab wounds got infected. That's the update. His stab wounds got infected. You know, he's an older guy, so he's not going to recover. I mean, he's not Wolverine, right? He's not going to recover like younger people do. So his stab wounds did get infected. He says, send him cut mangoes. Who cuts mangoes? I cut mangoes, damn it. So what do you think, guys? Is Spirit's heard? Is it fair? He says manslaughter seems reasonable. I know, listen, I know a handful of friends and family that did manslaughter time in New York. So it's very, very common. Matter of fact, I'll tell you about a case. I'll tell you about a case. Names in this story may be changed to honor the privacy of those involved. Right? I'll give you a story. A relative of mine has a baby daddy. They were at the baby daddy was at a titty bar. Titties, asses flying everywhere. The baby daddy was friends with the people that run the titty bar, friends with the bouncers. He did not work at the club. One guy got drunk, belligerent. The bouncers were escorting him out. My relative's baby daddy thought, well, I'll join you because I don't work at the club, but I'm your friend. So I'll jump in there and help. He jumped in there and helped, grabbed the guy. They were tussling on the steps. Guy fell down the steps. The steps were made of concrete. The guy bumped his head, went into a seizure, and left us. Died. Stopped his clock. Stopped his clock in New York City. Manslaughter, he did time. Now, he didn't mean to kill him. It wasn't even his fight. But he wanted to play the hero, like, all my boys are throwing this dude out, so let me jump in there and help. And the guy ended up falling down the stairs and died. So, I don't know, guys. Manslaughter may be on the table. I don't know. I know that man is probably scared to death right now. Veganista says, I once worked in a small restaurant in East LA when a veterano cholo was harassing my cook. I stepped up. Young woman versus older gangster dude. Got into a heated argument. Now we're the best of friends. And you know what? That's usually how it is with the Bodega guys. right? It's an amicable situation. We're all from the same neighborhood, so we yell at each other. We say, damn, brother, milk was $2.50 the other day. How's it $3? Right? We get into that. But I don't know. I don't know if this couple had good intentions. This one's a little out there. This one's out there. This one is violent. This one is abusive. He was an old man. I couldn't imagine throwing somebody around that age. It's freaking elder abuse on top of it. JB says if he was on the jury, he would not vote to convict in this scenario. Well, you have to convince 11 other people. Vigilanista says they can charge Alba all day long. The jury will not convict him. The jury will not. Well, Vigilanista, if Lewis is on the jury, or Cece is on the jury, or Tristan is on the jury, I don't know. Or Roy Chess is on the jury, I don't know. Because people keep saying there's no jury in the world that will convict him. But we got people in the chat right now, right? A jury of our peers. We got people in the chat right now that say manslaughter at the very least. Right? Negligence. If it had audio, I'm not sure, because what they're playing so far is just the video. But I know the cameras that they have now in those bodegas are so good. It's like crystal clear. As I'm watching TV now. It's not like that grainy black and white. So I wouldn't be surprised if it had audio, because some people were saying that he was saying, I did hear him say, I don't want any problems or something like that. So I think it does have audio, but they're, you know how they release these videos on drip. They always do that. They don't give you the whole video, though they have the whole video. For some reason, the way the media works, the way law enforcement works, is it's a slow drip. It's like, oh, let's show you what happened first. And then, oh, let's show you this angle where he grabbed him. Oh, let's show you this angle today where she stabbed him. So I think according to how the public reacts is, oh, let's give you this other angle so we can sway, you know what I mean, everybody this way. Roy Chess says the jury cannot just decide to not charge him without explaining how the law stated does not apply. It would be a mistrial. Oh, Cece says Alba should get off. I'm really curious as to how this is going, how this is going to go. But I think they're going to arrest the baby mama soon. That's my prediction. Or she's going to be charged with something. I think she's going to be charged with something. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Roy Chess, you seem to know a lot about this. I don't know everything. I just watched the video and read some of the articles, but I don't know. It's my opinion that she's going to get picked up. I don't think you could just jump in a fight and stab someone. I don't think you could just jump in a melee and stab someone on the side and just go home and go to sleep. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know everything about the law, but I just know you can't. That would be weird to me. Then that means if two friends or two people I know are fighting, I could jump in there and stab the person 3 times and then go home. It doesn't seem right. So I don't know. How is she not getting charged? How did she not get picked up? She jumped into a fight and was stabbing the man while he was trying to defend himself. Stabbed the man while he was trying to defend himself. So why hasn't she been picked up and charged? Why haven't we heard that? Can I get some podcast says if they find that he said anything ever derogatory towards Black people, he's going to do some time. Does race play a factor? Is that what you're saying? Can I get some podcast? If they find that he said anything ever derogatory towards Black people, he's going to do some time. Well, I'm sure if he's Dominican or Puerto Rican, I'm sure he probably did, because that is what we do to each other. If you're from these neighborhoods, we're Black bitch, Puerto Rican bitch, you motherfucker, you Black bitch, you Puerto Rican this, fuck you Puerto Rican bitch, you Black motherfucker, you Black son, you Puerto Rican bitch, you Puerto Rican motherfucker, you fucking Puerto Rican spick, you Puerto Rican spick, you fucking Black mother. So it may be, I mean, shit, it comes with living in those neighborhoods. So it's very possible that he said something like that before. It's not, I mean, it deserves some exploration. When a case goes to trial, they want to know what you did in kindergarten. You know how this works. So can I get some podcast? Has a point. All of these are factors. If you're a prosecutor or an attorney, you're going to dig way back to kindergarten because you want to win. So can race play a factor? Can the DA come in and said he used the N-word? He called him nigger one time, or we overheard him at a party saying Black people are monkeys. Like, you know, it plays. But will that affect the jury? Will it? Can I get some? Says they will use it against him, unfair or not. Duh. Cece said, I heard going behind the bodega counter is a big no-no in New York City. It is. It is like the rule. It's the unspoken law. It is the unspoken rule. Like, I've been in bodegas my entire life since I was a toddler. Never once is it even thought of, or it is the unspoken law, the unspoken rule. Okay. Sometimes the bodega guys will show you the weapon they have behind the counter if y'all are cool like that, because they want the word to get out, how they get down, right? That's just the culture. That is the culture of the bodega. Them dudes are community members. Okay. Like I said, they watch you grow up. They damn near like family. When you walk in, they already know what you want on your damn sandwich. They know no onions on the chopped cheese. Okay. So they really are staples in the community. They really are. I'm telling you. This is not like going to Macy's and buying a shirt from some dude you're never going to see again. They are a staple in our communities. So why someone would go behind a counter over a bag of chips makes me think about what Tristan said. Is this a hustle this couple got? Was he trying to get something more than a bag of chips? I mean, he did go behind the counter and he was looking around. So it's just, you know what I mean? There are a lot of questions that come up. That's why I wanted to discuss this, because it's not as cut and dry as like, oh, let him go. He's an old man that was getting shoved around. There's a lot of layers to it. Why did that chick go out there and get him like that? And how did, hey, he's not letting me buy the bag of chips, result in that much violence? Because let's say she went out there and was like, hey, he didn't let me get the bag of chips. Should have had it resulted in him going behind the counter and shoving the man instead of just saying, hey, we want the chips. Or why not come in and say, here's $1, let me get the chips, which is what a normal person would do. Like, oh, your EBT card isn't working, here's $1, get the chips, let's go. So, you know, the whole scenario of him going behind the counter just looks suspect to me. Crazy legs. What's up, crazy legs? We got family in the building. Yes, Crazy Legs, the icon, the hip hop pioneer. What's up, family? Crazy Legs says, the bodega knows its customers from birth. That is what I said, Legs. That's what I said. They watch us grow up. They watch our kids grow up. They are a staple in our community. So thank you, JV. Star's and a lot of people. Star is nuts. Yeah, so when they say that Jose Alba was well known in the community and he got along with everybody, it's easy to believe. Like, it's so easy to believe. It's so easy to believe because that's how many of the bodega owners are. I've never, ever had an issue with a guy behind the counter at the bodega, ever. Like, when I say ever did I get into some verbal altercation with the bodega guy, it's always love. And I think it's always love because it's like they have to live and work in the neighborhood. These aren't cops that live in Albany and then come police Jerome Avenue in the Bronx, okay? These aren't cops that live in Westchester and then come police Prospect Avenue in the South Bronx. These guys live in the community. They're there from morning to night, 13-hour shifts. So, that plays into it as well. That plays a role in it as well. It's like literally you walked into somebody's living room damn near. It's not just like you walked into an establishment. Like you damn near walking into someone's living room. That's how much of a staple these guys are. The bodega is, not the bodega. Can we stop saying bodega? I'm a test y'all. If anybody ever comes up on this panel, I'm going to have y'all say bodega. It's not bodega. Okay, don't gentrify our stores. It's not bodega, it's bodega. Bodega. Yeah, Crazy Legs said, they know the customers. Uh-oh, Legs. Reese is paying homage. He's saying, I grew up watching Crazy Legs and stealing his moves. Deuces, peace. Yeah, guys. Okay, so I'll throw the link down one more time. Pelotero said self-defense y ya, y punto, y basta. Okay? Pelotero said self-defense. Y ahí se acabó la vaina. But there are layers to it, Pelotero. There are layers. There are laws in New York State that don't say y punto, y basta. So, I'll drop the link one more time. Somebody wants to come up and elaborate on any points that they've made. Jabari, I don't know. I know you're saying self-defense, but Roy Chess is dropping receipts and penal codes of why this man can be charged and do time. And I know you're a numbers guy, but Roy Chess is definitely coming with them receipts. So although it's clearly self-defense to our naked eye, there are laws in New York that Roy Chess is bringing up, and I wrote down some because I want to look them up. Yeah, he's saying it's not that clean cut. This is so true. This is so true. Pelotero says, apúntamelo primo y te lo pago para atrás mañana. Tato. It's true. It is true. It's true. Let me translate that for y'all. For those of y'all that don't speak Spanish. Basically what I said before, right? Put it on my tab. I'll pay you back tomorrow. And I'm telling you, that's how these guys run the bodegas. It is such a familial environment, really. Like you could go in, grab a Pepsi and be like, yo, I'm coming back down in a minute. I'll give you the money. And we never forget to give them the money. Or sometimes if the little kids don't have enough, you know what I mean? The guy be like, okay. And then the next person that's in the bodega, I'll pay for those little kids. I'm trying to tell you, I know people watching me are probably like, oh my God, what's the big deal? It's a bodega. It's just a store. No, bitch, it's not Macy's. You don't just walk in. It's not Starbucks. You don't just walk in and get a coffee and don't even know who the barista is. Like these bodegueros are family. You know what I mean? They watch us grow up. We watch them get older. So it's a different environment. So you have to understand when we're dissecting this case, we're speaking from a different place. Now, to us, it's self-defense. Like, how you gonna go in there and push that old man around me? That's where we come from. How you gonna hit an old person? How you gonna do that? That's where we come from. So to our naked eyes, self-defense happens. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? But in New York State, Roy Chess is a different story. Roy Chess said no. There you go. That's the translation. I tell Papi I'll pay you tomorrow. Emily says, I want jury duty now. Yeah, he's going to need some people on his side. Welcome, Jabari Bryant.
Hey, Jen.
All right, can you turn on your TV?
Gone.
Thank you kindly, sir. Okay,
Sorry about that.
Welcome to the panel yet again. I know your stance. I know it. But did you see what Roy Chess was stating?
I did.
Did you see him throw down the penal codes for us?
Now, may I retort?
Yes, please.
I have 2 words that are a reply to all of the penal codes that he dropped, to all of the legal doctrine that will follow, to anything that the prosecutor will say in that case. Jury nullification. Jury nullification. You are in a period where people are getting bail that commit murder. And you had this guy's bail set at $500,000, which brought attention to the case. You already have a reputation for being soft on crime and criminals. Now you have a person who is a law-abiding citizen, an immigrant, a person who is loved in the community. Like you said, I was talking to my cousin who lives in New York, and he was talking about the bodegas. And he was saying how he's surprised people in the neighborhood, if that guy has survived, people in the neighborhood might be coming for that guy. Because it's like, who attacks this old man like this that probably everybody knew? So, jury nullification. There's not a jury in New York, in any of the 5 boroughs, in the United States, in any of the 50 states that would see that case, that would watch that video, and regardless of the law, regardless of any penal code you drop, that would convict that man. There's not you can't find a jury, a group of 12 people where at least one won't say, man, fuck that dude. He got what he had coming.
Okay, what about this though? Roy Chess says the jury cannot just decide not to charge him without explaining how the law stated does not apply. It would be a mistrial.
Exactly. Exactly. And guess what? Good luck trying again. And then good luck trying again. Because every time you bring a case, it costs the district attorney's office money. It costs resources. And you're only going to bring a bad case so many times, normally once. In a jury nullification case, they almost never try the case again. Almost never. And in this case, with this level of publicity, with people already talking about recalling the district attorney anyway, if you want to turn what's left of the city against you, go over the jury's head when the people are telling you, no, regardless of the law, we don't want this guy arrested. We don't want this guy in jail. He'd be recalled faster than that dude in Los Angeles.
Do you think that the 500,000 K was for
obscene?
Press?
Was obscene.
You think it was for press though?
Do I think it was what? I'm sorry.
Do you think it was for press?
No, I don't. I think I think they really did come up with that number. I mean, I think I'm not a New Yorker. I have a lot of family there, but I'm not a New Yorker. So, right. You know, that's our line, Jen. That's our line. But So I don't like when people comment on Georgia law. So I don't really comment on a lot of other states' law, because the people who live there, they elect the people who represent them that set their laws up. You know what I mean? I get
what you're saying. I know what I feel about it, but my feelings are null and void, right? Unless I'm on the jury or I'm the DA,
right?
Right? But I get what Roy Ches is saying too. He's saying,
no, I do.
Right.
I do.
They have to explain how the charges do not apply to the defendant.
But here's the thing. But juries choose not to come back with a indictment against cops because the defense attorney can figure out some strand of some legal doctrine that they use to argue against the indictment. And I guarantee you, whoever his attorney is, and you want to talk about press, he's going to get the best pro bono attorney in not just the 5 boroughs, but in the state of New York. I guarantee you people are lining up to defend this guy pro bono. And they're going to string together some beautiful legal terms and provide just enough for the jury to say, we're not indicting him. Write that down. It's 9/12 Eastern Standard Time, 12 July 2022. Write that down. Jen, if they indict him, I'll buy you a steak dinner. And I don't mean like one of these Outback steak dinners. I'm talking about the $150, $200 tomahawk steak, steak dinner.
It better not be Outback. Let me do a super chat break. Thank you so much for the super chat. Spirit Turd says, murder is a legal term. You cannot commit murder. You can be convicted of murder.
He won't be indicted.
Emily said, nah, slice and dice was the right move.
Agreed.
So you don't care about the loss of life, Jabari? He had children, 7 or 8, I hear.
You know whose life? I had the same discussion with my niece on the 4th of July. Because I get accused of not being empathetic all the time. And I'm going to say the exact same thing here that I said to her. I save my empathy.
It's going to be mean. You're going to be mean.
I'm normally mean. I save my empathy for real victims. I save my empathy for the person who was attacked, not the person who, while they were attacking someone, that person killed them. I save my empathy not for the person who's terrorizing their neighborhood, but for the neighborhood residents who are being terrorized. So don't tell me to feel bad for a monster when a monster runs into somebody who slays the dragon.
I'm up though. Don't quote me on the 7-8 kids. Someone in the chat said that. So don't quote me because I haven't researched it. So I don't like
neither have I.
Yeah, I haven't researched. Someone in the chat said it, but I don't remember who said it. So whoever said he has 7 kids, if you could confirm in the chat for I'm up though. Roy Chess says just voting no to arresting the defendant is not allowed. A judge will ask, how did they come up with such a decision?
Roy Chess, I've already responded. Whoever his defense attorney is will come up with that's the beauty of our legal system. We don't have to come up with it. That's why a defense attorney is there. This is not going to be one of those cases where he tries to get him out, get him off. He's going to say this guy should not be indicted. And he's going to go after the grand jury and say this guy should not be indicted. And whatever legal doctrine, whatever string, because it might just be something as simple as one little string that you're holding a 600-pound weight on, that's what they're going to use to not indict him. I mean, we can throw the law. Look, the law says that you can't harass, you can't protest in front of a Supreme Court justice's house. I don't see anybody enforcing that. My point is, they enforce the laws they want to enforce, and and if they want you to, man, none of us are children here. There's a reason why most policemen that are indicted, I'm sorry, that are arrested don't even get indicted. I mean, it's just there's always a loophole in a law that's going to provide justification for letting somebody off that gave somebody what they had coming. Let's just be honest. Whether it's New York law,
Bernard gets for us older folk.
Yep. You remember?
I do.
I'm just saying. I know that the legal wonks, and I'm a law and order guy, but New York is out of control. And, I hate to say that because I don't live there. I'm not from there. I'm not even a New York State resident. But I have older, my uncle lives there. He's 80. Jesus, Uncle Alex is like 88 years. No, I'm sorry, 93 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They live in the Bronx, I want to say. Mm-hmm. They're spread out over the Queens, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. But I think my uncle Alex lives in, it's either the Bronx or Brooklyn. It's one of the two. It's one of the B's. One of the B boroughs. He lives
Brooklyn in the Bronx.
Brooklyn or the Bronx. And they were saying how their neighborhood, my cousin was saying how their neighborhood has changed so much in the last like 4 or 5 years. And like now it's just not safe. Like it's just not safe. And that's like obscene. And it's because people who are younger and healthy feel like you can attack old people. You're attacking people who seem like easy prey. And every once in a while, an antelope stabs a lion when a lion's trying to hunt it. And that's what happened here. And you can't cry for the lion.
So Cece says 9 children.
And give me a damn. Are you Elon Musk? Do you have $200 billion? The hell, you taking care of 9 kids? Expensive as damn rent is in New York City.
Jabari is laughing. JV said crack is illegal, but there is Hunter Biden. So
thank you.
The case.
Thank you.
Tristan says, I'll say this. If the United Bodegas of America make a donation to the DA's future campaign, I bet you the charges will be dropped. I say expeditiously.
This DA has no future.
Roy Chess says, Jabari, how do you avoid New York State Section 125.20? It fits to a T. You are presenting emotional evidence at best. Sure, it can happen, but we know under normal cases, the result is clear.
May I respond again with the exact same answer? I am not a defense attorney in the state of New York. Mm-hmm. I assure you, whomever is his defense attorney in the state of New York will provide precisely what is necessary to not indict him. Write it down. I'll come back. Like I said, Jen, I'll buy you a steak. And there's some great steakhouses in Vegas. I've been to a few.
There are.
I've been to a few. I'm telling you. So
Emily is funny. Emily, hopefully we'll get you up here one day, girl. Emily says crack is like the left lane if you don't have ticket money.
Okay. I mean, let's be honest. Like you got Nancy Pelosi's husband drunk driving, goes home, still drunk. They won't even release the doggone mugshot. Get out of here. You don't think that a jury in this environment, in this criminal environment, that you're going to get 12 people for whatever freaking reason? Like you can drop all the case law you want. A defense attorney is going to say A, B, C, D. Let him go free. And guess what they're going to do? The legal justification is A, B, C, D, let him go free. Dr. Seuss say let him go, so we let him go.
Is it like if it doesn't fit, you must have quit?
Exactly. He's not even going to it's not going to get to a plea deal. They're not even going to indict him.
Veganista's mad at us. She said, yuck, a plant-based dinner. I don't know about a plant-based steak, Veganista. I'm not there yet.
I ain't even close.
I'm not even there yet. The devil ain't done with me yet.
Wow, Jen. We got to have a conversation, Jen.
Oh, you should see how mad people are at me on the internet about that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I set it ablaze, honey.
And there's only one resident heathen allowed on the panel at the time. And I try to occupy that role. And I believe in God. That's why I can be the resident heathen. But Lord, Jen, you be pushing me out the box. I mean, goodness gracious. I was chilling. The devil came out and was like, God damn, who is that girl?
Who that over there? The devil's like, I don't even know her, but I want to meet her.
Who is she? How'd I miss her?
Right. Pelotero says, I feel bad for Simon. At Austin Simon, the guy that died. I feel bad for Simon as a Dominican for the simple fact that his girlfriend put the battery in his back. She's the one who passed that negative energy into Simon. Rest in peace, Simon. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that because, like I said before, we saw what we saw. We were triggered. We're thinking about our seniors and our family, and we automatically think, good, he's dead. But Simon did have a family. Somewhere somebody's crying about him today, right? So I appreciate you saying that. Speaking of girlfriend that put the battery in his back, I need all my chat and YouTube lawyers, you included, Jabari. Why hasn't his girlfriend been picked up and charged? She stabbed Jose Alba 3 times. According to Tristan, he said he saw the video at the beginning.
I saw the video.
Oh, you saw the video when she pulled the knife out first?
Yep.
And then he went behind the counter.
Yep.
Why hasn't she been picked up?
And this is why Mr. District Attorney, is not going to get another term. Somebody was talking about his campaign fund. He has no future campaign because it goes to his soft on crime approach, his sympathy for criminals rather than victims. And that's why, like I said, that's why holistically looking at this, because this is what people are asking there. This isn't just the question we're asking. This is what people are asking in New York. There's no way they're going to indict him when she's still walking around free. And she's the Jada Smith in this whole situation. I said it. Walking around with her alopecia.
Tabar, you on one today. Are you sipping on something?
I'm eating cod. I'm trying to eat healthy.
Oh, see, there you go, veganista. He's eating cod.
That's the closest I'm going to get to a vegan diet. Fish.
Yes, so I'm just like, why hasn't she been charged? She stabbed this man 3 times.
Yep. And she kind of instigated the entire situation.
Oh, my God. I don't even think kinda. I think she completely was the catalyst, the reason,
yeah. But
then I'm like, he had to be in on it some kind of way to take it that far over a bag of chips. That's what I'm saying. Like, plenty of times people, hey, look, something's going on inside with such and such is not letting me do it. But a bag of chips for him to come in like that?
Jen, here's the thing. And I know you, but like my friends say, I don't know you, but I know you've seen someone do this. A female friend of yours do this. Put themselves in a situation. It goes sideways. They run and they tell their man 1/10 of the story. Just enough to get him charged up. You don't want him to go and actually beat nobody down. But she want him to scare him. Mm-hmm. And he goes in 5,000 and the dude does something that sets him off the rest of the way. And the dude ends up fighting somebody, shooting somebody. I mean,
what is my chat turning into? What is my chat turning into tonight? I just want to have one normal night. One normal stream.
You know that ain't gonna happen.
Ever. I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. Jabari, to your point, I have not seen it once. I have not seen it twice. I've seen it my entire youth.
Right.
Not only women getting their boyfriends, their baby daddies, their husbands, but also getting their girlfriends.
Oh goodness, yeah.
I had girlfriends. We were
I'm
in
about to
groups.
say you were probably one of the girlfriends they got.
Remember back in the beeper days when you got
Oh
the
yeah. Beep, 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 beep. You get that 911 beep and it's
and
on.
what happened? We got beef, and then there's a melee, and then it was always the same fucking girl.
Yep.
It was always the same girl. It was like, it's Lila again. Like, she, rest in peace, Lila. But you know, it's like, it's her again.
I had an ex-girlfriend when I was young and stupid. I had an ex-girlfriend, and I swear I got in like 3 or 4 fights over her. She was in college, and I was in the military at the time. And I swear every time I was home on leave, some dude would grab her butt in a club. And it never dawned on me to ask, why is she out in the club when I'm in town on leave? You know, because I was young and dumb. But eventually her aunt told me, when you get arrested and thrown out the Air Force because you fighting over her, don't blame nobody but yourself. Because that was to her, you prove you love her by fighting for her. And see, like Tristan said, on the video when she's saying he gonna come right down here, he gonna come down here right now and F you up. Guess what? That's the way my ex was. And until you stop going, you're gonna either put yourself in a position where you're gonna get arrested or somebody's gonna kill you. And you know what she's gonna do?
I had a girlfriend like that.
You know what she's gonna do? Find another dude. She might be crying real loud at your funeral, but she'll have another dude before your body is cold. And those are just the realities. Like, this is a cautionary tale to a lot of these guys, man.
Yes. I think it's the perfect case study, because it happens a lot. This one's just being publicized, you know, through the roof because of the circumstances. But it does happen a lot. It happens with girls too, girls with girlfriends. It happens.
And dudes with their homeboy. Dudes with their homeboys. Guys, if you got that younger brother who can't fight, you got that younger brother who can't fight, who always running up on somebody and got you throwing hands for him. I'm telling you, you got to check that person because they're going to put you in a bad place.
I've seen it I'm telling you, countless. Like, I could literally take a pencil and a book and write down all the times I've seen that happen, whether it was a friend or a relative. JB, that really bothered me. He said, and GoFundMe needs some backlash for taking down Alba's page. I thought that was messed up. Because they were like, oh, we can't use it for a defense fund. That's bullshit. I was like, what do y'all take money for everything else? If a woman wants a titty, you're like, oh, let her get the GoFundMe money. That was messed up. I agree.
But they do that, though. That is their position. BS as it is. That is their official position.
You can't use it for legal defense.
Yep.
Oh, Tristan Draper is confirming there is audio. She 100% did say, I forgot who was asking me, was there audio? She 100% did say, she's on video saying he is going to come down here right now and fuck you up. She repeated it.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's going to sound great in court.
I'm telling you, he's not getting indicted. I mean, he is not. I mean, New York City juries.
Is this alkaline? It's ionized hydration, purified electrolytes. I don't think this is alkaline. I don't know why y'all messing with my water. She's like, no, it's not. I don't think it's alkaline. I don't think so. It's supposed to be the best water out right now. You know, it changes every couple months. Every couple months, it's like, this is the best water out. And then
you better drink you some Fiji water and call it a day.
Oh, I hate Fiji. It tastes like tap water. How do y'all drink Fiji?
Because it is tap water. All of it's tap water. They just don't lie to you about it.
I like this one. Before this, I liked Smart Water. There's kind of like a sweet thing to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like a sweet thing.
I like Kroger brand water.
Kroger?
Kroger water. It's
Ah,
all out the tap anyway. That's how I
I'll
look at it.
try it.
It's all out the tap.
JB says, I would never ask my boyfriend to risk his life over something stupid. Right. You're supposed to de-escalate. I think women are supposed to de-escalate. When I'm in a car and a man is driving, you guys drive with your balls on the steering wheel. Everybody's the best driver on the planet. Literally, you have your balls on it.
Never heard it described that way.
You don't have a steering wheel. You're driving your balls. That is what you're turning with your balls, right? You're like this. So whenever I'm in a car with a man, I always remind him, listen, everybody's under a lot of pressure in 2022. The pandemic did some strange things. There's inflation, gas, people are getting divorced, people are cheating, people are mad, people are disgruntled, people are getting fired, people don't have a cat to piss in. Stop making a big deal when someone swerves or cuts you off, or because you don't know if that person is looking for a fight. I understand it pisses you off. I get it. But you never know, right? You know what you're going to do. You never know what that other person is going to do. And if we're talking about that right now, you see how Austin Simon knew what he was going to do? He didn't know what the other person was going to do. And I don't want to see anybody hurt because, you cut me off, motherfucker. All that shit. You don't know where that person just came from or where he's going to or what just happened to him. So if you can control yourself, woosah, I didn't get killed. Everybody's all right in the car. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Unless your car is crashed into, keep it bloody pushing.
You know what, Jen? I understand the rage in those situations.
So do
And I
I.
had to explain this to my I explained it to my niece once. And I talk about my niece a lot. I love my niece. I got, she's spoken. I love my niece.
Niecey poo.
It is when you're in a car, you are responsible for whoever's you're driving around. And it's one of those times where you're in control, but you don't have control. So when you feel like when people are reckless, when they cut you off, it jeopardizes the lives of the people who you love. So it is natural to have a visceral response. Now, as you said, you have to catch that.
Yep.
And for me, I tend to let it out and then catch myself because it helps me catch myself better. I give them you mother beep, 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 son of a beep.
You have to
and then you let it go. Like you don't lay on the horn unless they don't see you, or unless they're continually endangering you. Like you hit your horn and you move on, or and because I do let it out. But I strapped all the time too. But you have to let that stuff go. Like you can't. But it's you have to let it go. But I understand the rage. I understand the rage.
I understand the rage too. I volunteered for anger management because I had a lot of rage.
Mine was court ordered.
Mine wasn't court ordered. I volunteered, got my little
certificate. Times.
Right? I got tired of getting cuffed, right? So, but my advice, you can deal with it however. My advice is, I understand men are in the car and they're like, my family's here, my child is here, but long as nobody got hurt and your car didn't get hit, get away from the motherfucker because you don't even know if that rolling down the window and fuck you fucking, you don't even know if he'll pull out and blast you. You just don't know. You know what you're going to do. And you know how you have to let off steam. You don't know where that other motherfucker is coming from or going to, or what he just lost. You have to think like cars are people. Everybody drives their personality, in my opinion. Like everybody drives their personality. It's literally an extension of yourself when you get in that fucking car. Everybody's the best driver on the road. So I make it a habit when I'm in a car with a man specifically, because you drive with your balls. If somebody cuts you off, I'm like, the car was not hit. Let the motherfucker go. Just let him go. Let him go.
That helps. That it always helps to have somebody to immediately allay things. Somebody immediately to say we're all good. It's when other people are afraid that it triggers you even more. I mean, honestly, it it kicks that natural instinct up into overdrive. When your family's frightened by something, or when the people you care about are frightened,
absolutely,
it turns it up a notch. So it always helps. And Jen's giving great advice to the other people on the panel, even if it's not, it could be your dad or your brother or whomever, and this is not just ladies, but guys too, tell them, hey, we're all good. We're cool. Because that calms things down. It calms that driver down.
There are a lot of men. There are a lot of men in prison or smacking people on stage or dead because, and please don't misconstrue this, because you motherfuckers twist my words because a woman didn't calm him down. I'm not saying that it's the woman's fault that Will Smith slapped Chris. I'm not saying it's the woman's fault that, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that a woman has the power to de-escalate a situation.
I've moved my position. I think it's her fault.
You can say it. That's fine.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing.
I don't want the lady
all about you did it. You swung the hammer. You're guilty, but she's an accessory.
I'm with you. See, I'm with you because I guess because of my, you know what I mean, for lack of a better term, my alpha shit. If I see my man, my brother, my husband about to either go to jail or end up in a shootout, I'm going to try to de-escalate. Right. I was 9 months pregnant one time, standing in front of my child's father, like, no one's going to do anything. That's just my personality. So I feel like I can control a situation. I can de-escalate. I can bring a man down. Some women will be like, I don't give a fuck. He talked to me sideways and my man is there. My man's going to defend me. Salute. But you're either going to end up with a man dead or in prison.
And they're going to end up with another man. No, that's what they're going to end up with. Another man. They're going to end up with an ex-man in prison or dead and a new man.
So it's good advice to tell the women in your family, listen, de-escalate with your man, with your brother, with whoever, de-escalate. Wusa, Japan, conquer thyself. The samurais would not be getting cut off and, swinging their swords out the window. They'd be like, okay. So it's possible. We don't have to be hotheads and react to everything that goes on. If you did not touch my car,
but samurai would kill you for disrespect. Let me go ahead and put that out there.
Jabari.
I'm trying to help, but I'm bound by historical truth. I'm bound by historical truth.
I swear.
All right, Jen.
Roy Chess says, hold on. Roy Chess says, hell, in New York City, that is a con to cause an accident, so they will cut you off and slow down so you can rear end. Yeah, that's a racket in New York. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a racket in New York, a big one. The whole rear end thing. Okay, guys. So I love you all. I'm going to end it here. Thank you for discussing this with me. I think we're all on the same page. We don't want Jose Alba to do any time. Condolences to Austin Simon's family, even though we think he's an asshole. Somebody somewhere is mourning him. So condolences to his family. Sorry for his children. I wish them the best. Thank you for all your info and coming through with the penal codes and the receipts. I appreciate you for that. And I'll see you guys mañana. I'm going to update the situation because I think the girl's going to get picked up. We shall see. I think she's going to get picked up. I mean, she stabbed somebody 3 times. So
it'll be only because of public outcry.
Well, I vote she gets arrested because 1, I think she's the one. She was the catalyst, and 2, you did stab somebody. An elderly person who was defending himself. Thank you, Tristan. All right, guys. Good night. Love you all. Come through tomorrow. I want to see more people on the panel, ladies. I know. I need you up here. I have lots of penis energy up here, which I like. But hey, I'm not complaining. I just like the girls to come up and make it spicy. All right, guys. So good night. Thank you.
All right, Jen.
Thank you, Jabari. All right, guys, hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Please hit the notification bell. Again, welcome my new subbies. I appreciate you so much. If you want to know the behind the scenes of what happened when I went on Kendra G, okay, your girl showed up and showed out on Kendra G, Singles Online. If you want to see the behind the scenes and what I thought of the aftermath of Kendra G. It is the stream right before this one. Just go to my video gallery, and it is there, my experience on the Kendra G show and what I thought of it, and in the aftermath. All right, guys, I love you all. Good night. Buenas noches, mi gente.